Okay, everybody, could you please take your seats? We're going to be starting the festivities for the evening. People of Pembroke. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, please take your seats. The ride will be beginning momentarily. Okay, everybody. I'd like to take a second firstly to thank you all for coming tonight. It's not every year a town turns 300, and I'd like to thank you all for being part of this kickoff event. My name is Kyle Harney, and I'm on the committee for the Pembroke 300th. Thank you all very much for being a part of tonight's kickoff festivities. Thank you for contributing to the raffles and being here. But before we thank anybody else, I need to thank somebody else, so excuse me for one moment. All right, there we go. Didn't help. I know it didn't. Hopefully it'll help me. Anyway, before I go any further, I want to introduce our chairman. This is Mr. William Bolter. Many of you may know him. And ladies and gentlemen, Mr. William Bolter.
All righty. Everybody having a good time so far? Awesome. I want to welcome everybody here. We have some very distinguished guests with us tonight. We have the Senate President, Therese Murray, that's with us here tonight. We have our state rep that's here. Dan Webster is here somewhere. Stand up, Dan. And we have the Board of Selectmen. All the members of the Pembroke Board of Selectmen are here tonight, and Town Administrator Ed Thorne. And I'd like to welcome everybody here. This is our first kickoff event for the 300th anniversary, and it's just going to go uphill from here all the way till the end of the year, till December. We will be having a closing event here also. I'd just like to thank everybody for being here. I'd also like to thank the Pembroke Country Club. We came to them when we first started a couple years ago, and they offered their services of their building, lights, heat, and all that for us here at the Country Club. Gave us a home for the last couple of years while we've been meeting. So we want to thank them very much, and also the staff that they have at the Country Club. Everybody usually forgets them, but they always made sure that I had my coffee. They always had a big pot when we came to a meeting, so we could stay here late at night and drink coffee, and that was really good. The other thing I want to do is thank the committee members and the staff. Lou Stone is my co-chairman. He's over there trying to sell more plates. Janet Fahey is over there collecting the money. She's our secretary-treasurer. She took on the treasurer's position after our treasurer had some problems and couldn't continue, so Janet jumped right up to the plate and took that over. So she's not only doing our secretarial work, but she's also doing all the money end of it. The town of Pembroke has been very graceful in helping us out with money, and we really appreciate that to get ourselves going. We're hoping that we're going to raise enough money that we can pay the town back and plus some more. The committee, what we really want to do about this committee is that we want to accomplish a bunch of things in 2012. And there's a bunch of different events that we're going to have throughout the whole year. And what we're trying to do is to get everybody in the town involved in all of these different events. Now, some people don't like history. Some people want to do modern things. Some people might like flying. Some people might like cars. Some people might like road races. Some people might like to jump out of planes. There's a bunch of different things that affect everybody in the town. So what we'd like to do is we would like to incorporate all of these things so that everybody can participate in our 300th birthday. We also want to identify and visit all of the historic locations throughout the town. And we want to include as many people as possible, so at the end of the year, everybody will know where all these historic locations are. Everybody here knows where they all are, right?
Yes.
I know the librarian does, and Karen Proctor does, and Libby Bates and a few others do, but there's probably a lot of us that don't know where they are. We also want to get the different groups, committees, some clubs, associations, schools, athletic events, churches, residents, and all the businesses in town to be involved in some way or another. The Arts Festival has stepped up and said that they would like to do the theme of the 300th for their Arts Festival this year. The First Church is going to do their events in June, and they're going to try to have a lot of things that took place years ago as different fun type of events. I talked to some people on one of the committees the other day, and they asked if they could put our logo on their uniforms for school for football, soccer, baseball, things like that. So we're working on that. So we want to try to get everybody involved. We also have a number of people in town that live in Pembroke that donate their time and knowledge to make Pembroke a better place for all of us to live. And most of these people are behind the scenes type of people, and they're never looking for recognition. So whether you're a teacher, instructor, a coach, or a volunteer, your assistance to help youth has made Pembroke a better place to live. And all of our children will remember Pembroke, even if they travel far away. They're always going to remember Pembroke. And let us not forget the military that fought for us for our freedom from 1712 through 2012. And we have a very special event on October 20th where we're having a military weekend and a a Civil War encampment. And to round that all off, we're doing the fireworks that night on the 20th. So we're looking forward to doing a lot of things. We're going to make a presentation tonight to all of you to let you know what we're going to do. We do have the raffle. We have the food up the back, which you probably found. The wine is over on the right side. We have a nice cake. We want everybody to eat the cake. We definitely don't want to be taking that home tonight. All the different raffle items are over there. We also are going to have a live auction tonight. And the live auction is the stuff that's up here on the front. We'll do that live auction. And so getting right along with the program, the first person I'd like to, well, actually what I would like to do first, if you don't mind, I'll just take 1 minute and talk about the people that started off helping us out. Was the Brian Fildelli, Hannon Ryan Insurance, Kevin Beggs, Damon Electric, Pembroke Landscape, Dial Works, Lawrence Rogers, Tiny and Sons, Pembroke Youth Basketball, Portapella, Erickson Enterprises, Ruth Carpenter, Pembroke Hospital Group, the Pembroke Cultural Council, Southpaws Dogs, Teresa Murray, Pembroke Country Club, Michael Rowland, King Collision, Knights of Columbus, Puddingbrook Pantry, Patricia Masters, Kevin Michael, Lou Stone, Old Colony Sportsman's Club, Custodial Supply and Services, Pembroke Youth Football. All of those people have donated $300 or more. And we actually have a whole list. I'll make this available to anybody that wants to see it, but all of the other people that have donated from $3 up to the $300. And I'd like to say thanks to them also. But it's just too long of a list to be reading. And we have had a lot of people that have brought in 300 pennies. We asked for 300 pennies from residents, $300 from businesses. And a lot of people brought in the 300 pennies, which didn't make Janet very happy, but or the banks, the local banks. But Teresa Murray is here. She's president of the Senate. She'd like to get up and say a few words. So if we could welcome Teresa Murray.
Thank you, Bill. And thank you for inviting me to come this evening. I just can't believe on a Sunday night that you have this many people who are so interested in what's happening and what will be happening over the next year and want to participate. So it just shows all the good work that you, as chairman of the committee, have done, and the committee themselves. And I want to acknowledge the hard work of all the committee members. And just point out Jackie Horrigan from my staff, who's been a member of the committee since for a few months now, or several months, attends all the meetings in my place. I want to thank her for doing extra work to do that. They're a very dedicated group of people. We are very lucky in this Commonwealth because of the cultural and historical places that we have here. Everything started in the old colony here in 1620 when the Pilgrims landed first in Provincetown and then in Plymouth, and then expanded into Scituate and Marshfield and Kingston, and of course Pembroke, which became part of that later. We have a number of celebrations. This one, the first, but Old Abington, if you notice, the towns of Rockland and Whitman and Abington will be starting to celebrate their 300th celebration. The Cape Cod Canal will be celebrating 100 years next year of the building of the Cape Cod Canal. And of course in 2020, we're going to use everything this committee is doing right now. We'll be looking at what you're doing for the 400th anniversary of Plymouth. Yes, it's coming. So we have a lot to offer here in the Commonwealth, and everything you do here adds to the for tourism, which is our third largest industry and brings in $19 million annually in domestic visitors. $15 billion and 19 million visitors. So these events that you're going to be having this year will all be plugged into all of the Mass Office of Tourism and Travel events. Pembroke's events will be listed so that people will know and they can come and participate. So I'm very excited to be part of it. Thank you for all your good work, and I'm excited for the next year.
Stand over 1 second. We actually would like to present you with one of our plates, pewter plates, that has the 300th anniversary logo on there. And one of our calendars so that you won't forget all the different events that we have. And also I'd like to present you we made 2 coins for Pembroke. One of them is the Veterans Memorial and the first church where our town started. And the next one is the Heron Run, which is a very historic location, and we want to try to replace the water wheel down there that got destroyed in a flood some years ago, and we want to try to replace that and put that back there. So.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
If you give things away, if you give me these things, I won't be buying these things, but actually I will anyway. But thank you.
Oh, she's been very nice. She gave us a very good donation so far out of her own pocket, so we appreciate that. The next person I'd like to call up is Dan Webster, our state representative.
Thanks, Bill, and good evening, everybody. It's great to be here tonight and to begin to celebrate Pembroke's 300th birthday. What a milestone. I first and foremost want to thank Bill Bolter and Lou Stone and the 300th Committee. I know how hard you have all been working. You've been meeting well over a year now, and I saw the slate of events that are planned for the upcoming year, which we will all have the benefit of having fun and enjoying, and it wouldn't have been for their hard work. None of that would have been possible or will be possible. So Pembroke has a long and varied tradition, as you all well know. In fact, where we all live, we're so lucky. Our capital city, Boston, is the cradle of liberty, and the Pilgrims landed here almost 400 years ago, as Senator Murray just mentioned. And in 1650, the settlers that first came to the New World ventured here to Pembroke. Pembroke was originally part of Duxbury. It broke off in 1712, and our neighbor next door actually broke off from Pembroke, who was part of Pembroke Hanson in 1820. So this is a huge celebration that involves more than just the town of Pembroke, and we're all going to have a really good time enjoying this celebration in the next year to come. It reminds me of the bicentennial. I was a young kid in 1976. My mother was the chairman of the Bicentennial Committee in Hanson, and I can't remember how many, or I can remember how many great events we celebrated when it was the birth of our country, and I have no doubt that it will be any different this year in Pembroke. So let's all do the best that we can to give this committee the help that they need and that they deserve. Happy birthday, Pembroke, and we're going to have a great year here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan. I've been up to the State House a couple times in the last couple of years, found his office up there, and I've been bugging him for money quite a bit. And so he's the one that writes our grants and stuff for us. So we have to be good to Dan, and hopefully he writes the right grant that a good friend, Teresa Murray, will accept and send us some money down to finish our events off. The next on the agenda we'd like to do is I'd like to introduce the chairperson of the Pembroke Board of Selectmen, Dan Trabucco. Have him come up.
Thank you, Bill. I'd just like to thank you, your committee, the entire 300th Committee, the Pembroke Chamber of Commerce for their help, the Ronick family for providing this lovely room for us. But I don't need to take a lot of time for the town of Pembroke, because you folks deserve all the attention, all the credit tonight. It makes me proud to be a citizen of Pembroke, to see the hard work that you, your committee, and the entire community have joined together to perform, and I appreciate it. It makes me proud to be a Pembrokean.
Thank you very much. You can just stay up for a second. We also have a presentation that we want to give to the town of Pembroke, and I'd like to have Ed Thorne come up also, where he's the town administrator. Well, I guess historically, at least the 275th anyway, Pembroke has always got plate number 1. So we'd like to present this to the town of Pembroke from the 300th Anniversary Committee, plate number 1, to be hung in the Selectman's office in Pembroke. So it's our plate. So. I'd also like to invite the other members of the Board of Selectmen up. Greg Hanley is here. Where is he? Oh, Arthur Boyle is here. And if Lou Stone, if you can come up for a minute.
Just jump over the table, Lou.
I count myself as one of the people who can't jump over the table. Hi, buddy, Tom.
Oh, very good.
Sorry, Bill, those plates are going fast.
They're going fast. All right, this is the current Pembroke Board of Selectmen and our town administrator. They have a calendar of events so none of these guys forget. And they've also been very good to the 300 committee. They've helped us out quite a bit by helping money-wise and a lot of knowledge from these people. So I'd also like to give them a town calendar and and 2 of the new coins that we have.
Now we'll know when the meetings are going to be.
Thank you. Somewhere on the realize
Okay, again, big thanks to the Pembroke Board of Selectmen and Ed Bowen for helping us out.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Bill. That's good. Yeah.
Okay, Bill.
I'm not nervous at all tonight. I don't really do a lot of public speaking, but there's also a certificate of appreciation that's supposed to go to all of these people, but I'll make sure they get it before they leave. Next thing I'd like to do is have a slide presentation of some of the different events, and we'll hear from some of the committee members. So if the committee members that are going to speak, if they could get ready to come up, so that we won't take a lot of your time, but we just want to say a few words about some of the different events that we're going to have. Okay, the very next event that we're going to have is Pembroke's birthday party. That's going to take place in Pembroke Center on March 21st. That's the official birthday of the town. And right now it's scheduled for 6:30 at night. The other day I looked and saw that there was a big ice rink where we were going to have our birthday party. And was wondering whether it was still going to be there on March 21st. But we decided if it is, we'll have a skating birthday party rather than a regular birthday party. But that's also going to be in conjunction with the First Church in Pembroke. And I think that we have some people from the First Church. If you'd like to just come up and say a few words. We're also working in conjunction with the First Church on the same day so that we can coordinate our efforts of the birthday party and the First Church events.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you all for coming tonight. I'm Bob Copper from First Church in Pembroke. I know a lot of folks this day and age with our cherished separation of church and state, we have a hard time figuring out what a church is doing, playing such a role in the formation of a town. In those days, you had to have a parish or a church before you could form a town. So the First Church and Pembroke were basically born together. And so we've planned a few events for the 300th as well, starting with the March 21st. Karen Proctor, the church historian, will be speaking at First Church. We'll have a service. She'll talk about the incorporation of the town, and state and local officials will also be there as well. May 30th is about the time, between May 30th and June 2nd, 2012, we have our Old Home Day Fair, and there will be activities related to the 300th anniversary of the town's formation at that time too. We hope to, in September, have a float in the Pembroke Parade. And then following in the month of October, the congregation will have UCC, that's United Church of Christ, historian Peggy Bendroth will speak about the rise of congregationalism. And we will also have an authentic 18th century dinner that everyone is welcome to attend. There'll be, following in that same month, the pilgrimage and prayer service at the site of the original First Church. There will also be a reenactment of an 18th century church service. And then ending in December of 2012, the Pembroke Resolves, which I'm sure you've all heard about, a very important document that was written here in Pembroke. The Pembroke Resolves will be reenacted and reread at a service at First Church, and then there'll be a discussion to follow. So that's what First Church plans to do to take part in the 300th anniversary. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We've had quite a bit of discussion about a Pembroke book. We've had a lot of people that have put a lot of time and effort into that. And if we could have Debbie Wall come up. Excuse me, Karen Proctor. They both work so hard on it. Karen is the chairperson of the book committee.
This in the stand.
Yeah, you can
I gotta read this. Thanks. Good evening, everyone. My name's Karen Proctor, and as chair of the Pembroke 300th Book Committee. No, I can't read. Book Committee. It's my pleasure to introduce the members of the committee. Libby Bates. Libby, would you jump up and down or wave your hand or something? There she is. Libby is the chairman of the Pembroke Historical Commission, and she's a Marshfield assessor. She's on the assessors in Pembroke, and she's also a terrific writer and editor for our book. Then there's Joe Chetwynd, who I don't believe is here this evening, but he is a shipbuilder by trade and has thoroughly researched the history of shipbuilding on the North River. And he's done a lot of work, and it's going to be a very, very interesting section of our book. Speak just a little louder to the people in the back. Okay, how's that? That's better. Okay, thanks. Okay, then Sean Hennigan. Sean, wave. Thank you. He is, of course, from Silverlight Press, and he has also guided us through this really exhaustive process of printing a book, and he has just been invaluable to us. Then there's Ed Quill, who I believe is right here in the front. Ed is a former selectman and a Boston Globe writer. He's also written quite a bit on the Native Americans and has graciously offered to, or has offered and has done, a piece for our book. And his interviewing skills have been invaluable in working with some of the more recent notables in our town. Then there's Deborah Wall. Debbie. And Debbie is the director of the library who has put her years of expertise in the world of books, writing, researching, editing, and also photographing. There's a lot of wonderful photographs from Debbie in our forthcoming book. Over the past year, we have researched, written, met, debated, and downright argued over this labor of love and pride that we are calling Pembroke, Ancient Trails to the 21st Century. It is not, and I repeat, not a comprehensive history book, but rather a coffee table style book chock full of carefully researched articles relating to the history of the town, supplemented with historic and modern photographs, paintings, and drawings of a variety of Pembroke subjects, both historic and a little more modern. We're planning to have this book available for the birthday party that is scheduled for March 21st, with a book signing reception the following Sunday, March 25th, at the library from 1 to 3. We are taking pre-orders tonight, by the way, so that, and also you can go to the library in the weeks to follow and also pre-order if you so desire. We are going to have a limited number of books, and they really seem to be doing quite well, just word of mouth. You can also order them online at the Pembroke300.com website. We have bookmarks available, and they're free, at our table over there, as you can imagine. And you can take one of them home tonight in order to remind you to order the book in the weeks to come. So, in closing, I would like to say that we would like to have you stop by and talk to us about the book and look at our poster, which is up there, and see all that we are putting forth and offering the citizens of the town. Thank you very much.
No, like I said, I'm not nervous at all. We planned on having her come up and speak, and I have no idea why I said Debbie Wall, but I know the both have been on the book committee, so. We'll have Kyle Harney come up and talk about some TV shows and productions that are going to start on April 1st.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Kyle Harney, and I'm doing a couple of different things for the PMB, the Public Access Channel. John Mattinson has been kind enough to do most of the work, but I get to stand in front of everybody and take credit for it, which is not exactly fair, but there we go. I'm doing a show where I'm going to be interviewing each of the members of the 300 years of the town, starting with Robert Barker, going clean up through Harry Woods and probably Everett Reed and all sorts of other people as well. Both, in time, we're going to do commercials that are of the time, so we're going to start with doing commercials that are like from the 1600s for insulation, which is basically just mud and twigs and moss. But, we have to have a commercial for it, because how can you sell it otherwise, right? So we're doing that, and then I'm also interviewing a lot of the people that are on the committees, and you may have seen some of those shows on the Public Access Channel already. Additionally, we're going to be doing a lot of other projects as well. So it's really an exciting time to be here in Pembroke, and it's a great time to celebrate a tercentenary. The word, right? Tercentenary. And I'm really glad that I could be a part of it. So thank you all for everything, and hopefully you'll be looking forward to seeing you on the TV, okay?
Thank you very much, Kyle. Now I'm lost. Press the wrong button. You can tell I don't do this a lot either. All right, now we're on. One thing that we're going to do this year also is we're going to plant 300 white cedar trees. I don't know if you know the Great Cedar Swamp in Pembroke, but they used to come into Pembroke and strip all of our trees out for all kinds of different shingles and fence posts and everything else. So we're going to do that April 27th. We actually have a fellow that's heading up that committee, and he'll come up to talk to you just briefly about that. Be Rick Madden.
Hello, my name is Rick Madden, and I came here for the 250th anniversary of Pembroke, and I was told the Great Cedar Swamps of Pembroke, and I looked and I could not really find the cedar swamps they were talking about, so we're going to put them back. Basically, on Arbor Day, the 27th of April, Friday, we're going to do a first planting at Windswept Bogs, and a continuing process of rejuvenating the white cedar swamp, not just 300 trees, but well into the future of the next 300 years. And keep it simple, and thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Rick. Yeah, I think somebody's been messing with my camera too. All right, this is mine, I guess, because last year we had a golf tournament, and we plan on having another one this year, and we worked the daylights out of Julie, and she handed it over to me for this year. So we're going to have a 300th golf tournament at the Pembroke Country Club here on May 12th. It's a Saturday. It's going to be a 1 p.m. shotgun start. We'll have a lot of prizes, and whatever happens in the year 2012, whoever the winners are for this event and a lot of other different events that we're going to have, will go down in Pembroke's history as being the top golf person, the top foursome, or the top lady, or whatever. So we're planning a big event. What I want you to do is look at the website, check the website out, find out when you can purchase your tickets for this event. And we're having it right here, so it should be a really good time. Last year it worked out very well. Next up on the agenda is we're going to have an antique car show. Tiny and Sons is sponsoring that, and he's agreed to come up and say a few words about the event that him and his family are planning to do. So everybody knows Tiny. Tiny has always got his hand in his pocket giving money, something to the townspeople, and we really appreciate him.
Let's hope Bill's out of the hospital this year. You didn't make it last year. And my hero is Mrs. O'Hara. She was there for the time we started, and the time it ended last year. And the weather was not with us.
That's it, right up there. Right up close.
Oh, I don't have a voice. I used to yell at the crane over there.
Gotta pretend.
Well, I used to be a sergeant too. I can't get rid of that. Anyways, I hope the weather's with us this year. Last year the weather wasn't with us. We still ran it. We ran 50 cars, but we raised a little money, not much. Thank God for Mrs. O'Hearn. She kept me there. I don't know how she ever stayed in that weather. It was terrible. But the Corvette boys didn't come out, all those little Q-tip boys. My Model T boys didn't come. My Model A boys didn't come, but my hot rodders come. Because that's what I've been doing since I was 15. I'm 76 now. I'm never going to stop being a hot rodder. I know he towed me in the cruiser one day in my Roadster. Here's a police cruiser with the thing, the siren going, the whipper going, and he's towing me on a rope on my 29 Roadster with no fenders and a big engine. That was fun. He's trying to get me in a gas station, and I forgot my steering wheel was still locked. He's in the gas station. I'm headed for Pembroke Center. But we made it, Bill. Anyways, I want to tell you, this town has been awful good to me. I moved into town with 4 kids, a 49 Plymouth, and $35. A pregnant wife on top of that. And I can't say anything for this town has been, I just can't say enough about this town. When I moved here, it was 28 flavors. That's what I know. I mean, that was Howard Johnson, for God's sakes. He remembers Howard Johnson. Which way did it face? That's right. Nobody knows that. The front door faced it, the West House. And then when they made the road straight, I think it was 38, wasn't it? Because we used to come up from the Cape. Well, of course I was a little young. I was eating dog biscuits all the way up because I had a dog. But it used to take us 3.5 hours to get to Pembroke from East End. And when I had those 28 flavors and I smelled the West Box Factory, That's when I fell in love with Pembroke. And I want to tell you, it's been the joy of my life to live here. And if I can't say anymore, I'm going to start crying.
Big hand for Tiny and Sons. He's a good guy. Next we have is a costume ball at the country club here, and that's going to be June 16th. And there was a little discussion over who was going to say something about the costume ball tonight. And we have
You have two lovely ladies.
two lovely ladies that are going to come up and talk about that tonight for us.
So I'm going to read.
Nice going.
Hi, everybody. The ball is going to be on June 16th, 2012. I'm Laura McLeod and Rose Edgerton. There will be an optional dressy dress. Come in a costume. Back in the days. And if you can get a horse and wagon to drive you up, that would even be better. Be Cinderella. The music will be provided by Classic Tracks. I'm sorry, I can't read too good. Oh, they haven't decided on a price, but there will be limited seating. So if you can, and you like to come, make your reservations early. You can see Rose Edgerton, I think everybody knows her. And it will start at, there will be a buffet. Yeah. And after the January 23rd meeting, they're having a meeting the 23rd, there will be more information coming. So check your newspapers, because Kyle's going to write all this in there.
Pembroke300.com.
Pembroke300.com on your computer if you know how to use it. I don't. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, the chairperson of the committee is Claire Walsh, and she's working tonight, was unable to make it. But I had to bow breed these two to get up here and say a few words, but they're all working very hard. I don't know if we have one of the officers in here tonight. Is Chris Wyman here? I haven't seen him earlier. I know that he may be working in the cruiser tonight and unable to attend, but I'll fill in for Chris. We're actually having our first police night out in Pembroke. It's going to be on Learning Lane on June 19th, and it's going to run from 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night. And the reason that we're doing this is that so that the police can make themselves available to you to show you what type of equipment they have, what kind of different things in the police department that they use. They're also going to encompass some of the area towns. They're a new tactical outfit that they've been doing for about the last 5 or 6 years. And they do, it's going to kind of mock what Kingston does down there every year. They have a police night out down there. And it's going to be quite a fun night. They usually do a lot of things for the kids. They have different rides on equipment and things like that they do. And it's just a way of getting to know your police officers and getting to know what type of equipment and the things that they do. And they're supposed to be doing a couple of live demonstrations on some of the different things that they do in police work. So that should be a good night. There'll be more information coming online on that. And you can also check the website on that for Pembroke300.com. And that should be a very good night that's coming up on June 19th. Kathleen would like to talk about our water balloon fight.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Keegan. Am I loud enough? Am I too loud? Who
who here has children either in the elementary, preschool, or middle school? Clap of hands. All right, you're not all here tonight. And who here is a kid at heart? Yeah, kid at heart, absolutely. Well, on the last day of school, which right now is projected to be June 15th, so that's 5 months from today. So June 15th, last day of school. If the snow changes it, then we'll be adjusting. But we originally, I don't know if you read in the paper, we were going to shoot for the world's largest water balloon fight. But then we found out it was 9,000 people. Some University of Kentucky just blew us out of the water back in August. So we're not going to get 9,000 people, but we are going to have Pembroke's largest water balloon fight. And yes, it's going to be fun. And this is going to be one of the activities that we have for the kids in celebrating the Pembroke 300. So mark your calendar, 5 months from today, the Pembroke water balloon fight, the largest water balloon fight Pembroke has ever seen. So come on out, wear some fun clothing. And location is to be determined. It's either going to be at the soccer field or at the town green. So keep an eye out. And if anyone wants to join my committee, I would love to have you on board, because now we're going to be gearing things up. So again, Kathleen Keegan, the largest Pembroke water balloon fight. See you there. Oh, keep checking out. What's our website, people? Pembroke300.com. Thanks, Kyle. Pembroke300.com.
Okay, thank you, Kathleen. The next thing that we're going to do is in July 7th, around 12 o'clock, we're going to do North River cruises. And this isn't, a lot of the different events that we're having aren't fully planned yet. There's still more things to do to get everything all together, even, like the parade that's in September. There's just a lot of things to do, a lot of technical things to do and get in order. But on July 7th, we're going to have a cruise of the North River available. And we've had 3 different people so far that have donated their pontoon boats. If we check the site right, the high tide will be around that time that we'll be able to do that. And I don't know how many people have been on the North River, but it's a real beautiful place to be. We will look at some of the historic locations between Pembroke, Norwell, Hanover, and spend a little time on the river, and we'll have brochures and things about the different boat building that went on the river and other historic things that took place on the North River. So that should be a good event. Like again, you want to check the website, and we'll give the location of where we're going to board and all of that as we go along in this year's activities. We've got 7 months to go before we get there, so we got plenty of time for planning and brochures and things out to the public. Next thing we're going to do is a treasure scavenger hunt. And this is what I was saying earlier when I was talking about what we wanted to do in Pembroke. We're going to have this at all the historic locations in town. So if you and your kids or your neighbors or whatever want to get together and do this treasure scavenger hunt, then what it will be is all the different locations that you go to, and you have to either pick up items, take pictures of it, or whatever, and we'll meet back at the herring run down on Barker Street, and we're planning to have a cookout down there afterwards. So that should be a good family event for everybody to attend, and that should be all final, and we should have everything up on the web page and all that as time goes on also. So that's another event that's in the plan. We've had a pilot and a person in Pembroke that has donated the time and the money to fly over Pembroke and take an aerial photograph of all of the residents spelling out 300. And we're going to do that at some time this year. That hasn't had the final date yet. We had a date of October of last year, and that fell through because of illness, so they couldn't do it. So we're still in the planning process of that, and we'll definitely let you know what's going on in that. But if you want a picture of you in the 300th picture, then that's all you have to do is come to the event, and that should be something good to hang up on your wall on Pembroke Center, and spelling out the 300. We're also having an antique aircraft show, probably the first in Pembroke. That's going to be on Barker Street, Sherman Field. It's one of the 2 airstrips that we've had in Pembroke. It's been part of Pembroke history. That's going to be on August 18th and 19th, and those 2 days will start at 1 o'clock. We actually have people that are in town that are building planes to fly in here, these antique planes to fly in here. And it won't be a typical air show where we have a lot of people that are flying in and out and doing aerial acrobatic things and all that. It's a antique aircraft show that the aircraft is going to be on the ground, where you'll be able to come in and look over all of the aircraft that are there. But we also have the state police have said that they want to come in with their new high-tech helicopters and have those available for the people to see. The equipment that you're spending millions of dollars for every day. Medical helicopter has agreed to come in, and they're going to be available also and show what they do and how they do it for picking up people. You may see them up on the expressway or someplace else when they come in and they do airlifts. They do more airlifts today than they ever did. They're going to be available, and we believe the Coast Guard is going to be here also to show their aircraft on the field down there. So that should be a good event also, the aircraft show. 300th anniversary road race. We're going to have that on the same day as the parade on September 23rd. And the road race will start at 9 o'clock in the morning. There's going to be 3 different races that day. They will all take off at the same time. One is going to take off from the Kingston High School. One will be from the Pembroke High School. And one will be from Oliveira's restaurant. So there'll be a 1 mile, a 3 mile, and we believe the other one is a 5K. And that'll be coming from Kingston. And they'll all end in Pembroke Center. And again, if you're the winner of the anniversary road race, you'll also make history for Pembroke. So the winners will also be making history for the town. The anniversary parade, we do have an out-of-town resident, Phil Burnham, that has offered his services. He's chairman of that committee, and he'll say a few words about the parade that we're planning.
Thank you very much for having me up here. I sort of enjoy doing parades. I've done several. Terry over here has been in a couple of 3 that I've run. And I plan to have this be the biggest one I've ever run. It's going to be the biggest one Pembroke has ever had. And you're going to get a different route than normally you have a parade. You're going to start at Learning Lane at your high school and end up at the center of town at about the police station. I'm trying to promote a competition among neighborhoods to create and enter floats in the parade, and I'm getting a lot of interest over there where I was sitting. And I hope that the neighborhoods compete and probably will get their name posted at the town hall or somewhere. And thanks for coming. I'm looking forward to being there.
Great, thank you, Phil. No, it's pretty good when you get somebody from out of town that wants to come to Pembroke and work. So he's putting a lot of time and effort into it, and we appreciate that. And again, the starting time on that is going to be 1 p.m. We're going to meet at the Pembroke High School. All of the staging will be done up there. And we'll be going down Havelock Street onto Center Street into Pembroke Center. And we're in Pembroke Center. There'll be a lot of activities that take place after the parade. So that should be a good day. And I think Tiny has said that we probably could get close to 100 antique cars to be in the parade this year. And we're getting a lot of interest on the website, and we're getting a lot of interest from people that want to be in the parade. So we look forward to that. We are also planning a Civil War encampment. That's going to be on Learning Lane on October 20th, 21st, and that will also start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The encampment will, I was a little confused about this at first because I'm not a real big history buff, but I was calling it colonial encampment until Karen Proctor and Debbie said, I don't think it's really colonial. It's got to be the Civil War. So that's exactly what it is. So we renamed it to Civil War encampment. So what we're hoping to do is we also have a military weekend that weekend planned, which will involve all of our local vets and people that are in the military. So it'll be the 20th and 21st. So in one part of Learning Lane, we're going to have the Civil War encampment, and another part of the Learning Lane will have today's current military. And what we're hoping to do is to have them, as long as they're not at war someplace, we're hoping to have them in an encampment type of area so that you'd be able to go to the Civil War and see what happened umpteen years ago compared to what type of equipment that they have today. So that should be a really good event. And in order to honor our military in the highest, we decided to have our fireworks on that night. So there'll be 3 different events that'll take place on the 20th and 21st. And somewhere around sunset, as long as we can raise enough money to pay for our fireworks, we will have them at the recycling center. And the new landfill that's being capped down there now should be ready and okayed for people to walk on that. And I don't know if anybody's seen the new landfill down there, but but it looks really nice down there. So we're planning on having the fireworks that night on the 20th also. The high school has stepped forward. There's a couple of different things that they've done. One, they had an art contest, and we were supposed to announce the winners tonight of the art contest of all the schools. And we're going to do that at the birthday party rather than tonight. But the school had an art contest for pins, so that we're going to make up pins for every school like they did in the 275th, and we'll have those available for sale for the school and for the public. And we'll be announcing those winners, like I said, at the birthday in March. But they also stepped up to the plate and said that what they would do is they would have a Pembroke Pops Night and have that at the high school. So that's scheduled for November 3rd. And the time, just for whatever reason, I couldn't find it on my notes, but that again will come on the website. And that should be a very good night that's going to take place at the high school, and you'll be able to see all of the kids and people, and the woman that's chairing it and running it will definitely have all that information out fairly soon so that we'll be able to get more information on that. But that should also be a good event. They were able to get a grant through one of the local cultural council, and I believe what they're going to do is not only use the high school kids, but they want participants of the town also, so that there'll probably be 300 people involved in the whole Pops concept thing. So that should be a very good night. The other things that we have is our pewter plates that are on sale. You can either get them over there. We still have a few of the numbered plates that are left, if you're interested in that. We have our Pembroke coins over there. There's a couple different things about the coins. We really couldn't decide what we wanted on our coins, so we decided to do a couple of coins rather than just doing one. The first church was part of Pembroke. That's where Pembroke started. And we also wanted to honor our vets, so we put the Veterans Memorial and the first church on one coin. The other coin is a there's a water wheel at the Heron Run. I can remember years ago seeing the water wheel down there. And the committee is in the process of recreating the wheel, you may say, so that we can put the wheel down there and have that available, hopefully, by the birthday of the town on March 21st. We also have our Pembroke cranberry wine. One of our local farmers donated the cranberries. We had that done at the Boston Winery. We have that available up on the back, and there's a list of different locations where you can purchase it if you want. So you can go up and try that. And again, Sean Hennigan has really put himself out. He's been involved in just about every one of these different committees, helping out with doing things. And he actually made the labels. If you look at the labels on the bottles, he made the labels that went on the bottles, and he's just done an awful lot of work for us. And Sean has done a great job, so we really appreciate him being on our committee. We have a raffle for a town quilt, and that's going to take place at the Arts Festival on August 12th, and our librarian would like to come up and say a couple of words about the town quilt.
Thank you. I was actually waiting to be on the committee list, but I was told we were under paraphernalia. I'll get Kathleen later. Thank you all for coming. I just want to tell you a little bit about our quilt. We've been working on this for almost 2 years. It's quite the labor of love, as is the book. And it came about because when I started researching towns' anniversaries, I saw that a lot of towns did anniversary quilts, and Pembroke did not have one. Of course, I'd never done one of those before. Matter of fact, I'd made exactly one quilt, but I was passionate. Like anything else you get really involved in, I was passionate in it. So happily, I was able to get the assistance of some really talented and experienced quilters, and we have been working on it, as I said, for almost 2 years. We looked at Pembroke's history and tried to include all of the events that we could, or all the locations we could, and one of the quizzical things, there's a patch on the quilt that a lot of people can't identify because it's a historical place that no longer exists. So that's your question of the night. I want to thank my committee. My committee is Natalie McKinnon, who's actually here tonight. Natalie. Diane Stanton, who is not here tonight, unfortunately. Marcy McCurr, who is not here tonight. Peggy Peterson is here somewhere, I think selling raffle tickets. Anne-Marie Stanton is also selling raffle tickets, here somewhere. Kathy Boyle, who actually lives on the North Shore, but she, with her brother Arthur, spent the summers here, so she wanted to be involved, and she did a block for the quilt. Linda McCullum, who's one of my staffers, who had also never done anything before of this nature, and she did a block. And Sally Martz, who's from Duxbury. The finishing was done by Pat D'Alessandro, who's a professional finisher. And I just wanted to thank my committee because we've worked really, really well together. We've worked hard and we've had some good times. And we actually made 2. We were very ambitious. So the raffle tonight is for one of them, and the other one will be permanently on display at the library. So for $5 little, you get a chance to win a unique work of art that will never be replicated. And while I'm speaking about money, I'm also on the calendar committee. So this again is unique, and it's only $10. It's beautiful, it's got some wonderful photographs from Pembroke, and it has all of the events listed that's going on this year, so you will not have any excuse to miss anything. They are available tonight, and they will also be available for sale at the library and maybe at Town Hall. And thanks all for coming.
Thank you, Debbie. Quite often I'm always calling her to get corrected about something, so she does that very well. We also have Mr. Proctor, John Proctor, and come up and talk about the brick walk.
Thank you, Bill. My name is John Proctor. I'm the chairman of the Brick Walk Committee, and also with me are Otis Hathorn, gentleman on the left, and Gina Hamola, and they're going to speak in a couple minutes about a couple of the aspects of the Brick Walk. What is the Brick Walk? Well, it's a commemorative walk or commemorative area where we're selling bricks. You've probably seen these with other organizations as well. It's a standard size red brick, laser engraved, 3 lines and up to 20 characters per line. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to have something that was both personal and lasting for the residents of the town, so that if they wish to... Is that better? Okay. Something personal and something lasting for residents of the town. For those of us that are here and to be able to say we were here for the 300th anniversary, we think that it's a fitting commemoration for 300 years. And we know that something will live on. And for many people who grew up here but moved away, we think it's something they'd be interested in as well, and something that future generations can look back on and say, these are the people who were here and part of the community for the 300th anniversary of the town. So that's the purpose of it. I wanted to have Otis talk for a second about the site, and then Gina will follow up with a couple items after that.
Good evening. My name is Otis Hathorn. It's been my pleasure to be working on this committee, planning the Brick Walk. When we first contemplated the prospect of a brick walk, it occurred to us that we were dealing with something hopefully permanent. So we gave it some strong consideration as to the siting of it. And we knew that we would have one chance to do it right, and we wanted to do it right. So considerations we had in siting it as to where this brick walk should be. Clearly it would want it to be on town property. Secondly, we wanted to be a location that was somewhat of a destination location. That is, people would already be there. They would not have to go there just to see the brick walk, but they would be there for other events as well. And also we considered that we did not want this to be a real disruption to this location. Hopefully enhance the location, but not to take away space, not to compete with any other aspects of where it's located. And we had 2 or 3 possibilities, and we really zeroed in on the town green around the bandstand, and then subsequently we chose the concrete walk that leads up to the bandstand. So we're going to be adjacent and co-planning with the walkway, and we feel it'll be a little disruption, and it'll be right in line with that walk. So as you're walking on that concrete walk leading to the bandstand, you step right onto the brick walk as well. We planned it on a number of phases, but the first phase we hope will be successful. Anyway, I'd like to turn it over to Gina now to talk about another aspect of it. Thank you.
The Brick Walk Committee plans to award a brick. Is this up? Okay. Plans to award a brick to honor the first Pembroke baby of 2012, the tercentennial year. As of now, we do not have the name. We have been in touch with the town hall. As of Friday, they had not yet heard from all the area hospitals. Birth certificates are filled out at hospitals and sent to town halls. So watch the newspaper for this information. On another note, the Mattakesa Garden Club will arrange for the landscaping adjacent to the brick walk. We plan to incorporate native low-maintenance plants in the design. Thank you.
Just wanted to say a word about the schedule. We have been selling the bricks since this past summer. In June, we approached the selectmen for approval of the concept, and they granted it to us, and so we've been selling bricks since then. We're continuing to sell them, and there's a table back here where there's a form you can pick up, but most everybody at this point has downloaded the form off the town website, Pembroke300.com. You fill out the either 1 line, 2 line, or 3 lines, up to 20 characters per. It's $40. You mail it into the town hall, and then we're going to record those. The first piece of work that you'll see associated with it will probably be in April. The town DPW has graciously offered to prepare the site for us, to remove some of the soil, to put down a firm base. And then at that time, they figure the ground will be not frozen. And we want to have the first wave of bricks arrive. And Greg Hanley Selectman has worked with the local bricklayers union, Local 3 is it? Who will come and lay down the first course of bricks for us. We may not do all of it at that time because we want to continue to sell the bricks until the end of the summer. So at that time we'll place our last order, and then we'll have a ribbon cutting in November in which all the bricks will be in place. We'll have a ceremony at that time. We'll thank all those who have been involved, and believe me, this has been a true community effort, and we're appreciative of that. Lou Cook, I don't know if people know Lou. Lou is going to be preparing and donating what may be viewed as sort of a key element of it. If you look on the plan, there's a round, it's a 30-inch by 30-inch granite medallion, and you can see it's located, thank you, right here. And it's granite, and Lou is actually carving into it the seal of the 300th anniversary. And it's going to be magnificent, and it's going to sort of be a focal point, and we're going to have bricks around that and all across the walkway here. So we believe it's going to be a very good looking and lasting memorial to the people of the town of Pembroke for the 300th anniversary. So thank you very much, and please continue to buy the bricks. People have been great so far. We look forward to continued success. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, John. Like John and his committee, the rest of these other committees are working really hard. One of the unique things that we did was we got a hold of New England Villages, contacted Ginger Camo, and she'd like to come up and say a few words because we had special jewelry made for our 300th anniversary year. So Ginger, come on.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Ginger Camo. I'm here on behalf of New England Village. And for those of you who may not be familiar with New England Village, we're a residential community for adults with developmental disabilities. Currently, there are approximately 80 men and women who are proud to call Pembroke their home. Because we have such strong ties to the community, we really wanted to be sure that our residents had an opportunity to participate in this historic event. So we are very proud to be able to have our day participants create the commemorative bracelet that hopefully many of you have seen. It's for sale on the back table. It's a beautiful blue and white bracelet made with Swarovski crystals and sterling silver. We also are making the key rings that have the Clipper Ship logo on them. They're very sharp looking if you haven't seen them. Those are really nice back there. And also we had some of our artists work on a collage image of the herring run that's placed on a greeting card. So if you haven't had an opportunity to see them, I encourage you to go to the back table and take a look. And if you don't buy them tonight, they are for sale at the library and the town hall as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Which gets us, we talked just briefly about the water wheel, and I'll just go over this just real briefly. This doesn't look anything like the water wheel that we're building, that we're making, but it was the only thing I could find on the internet to put on here. So we want to have it built. We've had surveyors, engineers, which one of them is in the room today. Up in the back there, Bill Reed, who's serving the wine up there. Who would ever think that you have an engineer serving wine, but he's up there doing that anyway. The resident of Pembroke. He's also incorporated other engineers from his company to help out. The man that's going to make the wheel lives right here in Pembroke on Water Street. His father did the wheel at the grist mill in Plymouth. And we also have some people from the historic committee from Hanson that want to mill and make the veneer on the outside of the water wheel. So we want to try to make it out of metal because they switched over to metal in the 1800s. So we don't want to make it wood because of the lasting effect on the maintenance that Marshfield actually has replacing their wooden wheel with a metal one. Hanson is looking to replace their wooden wheel with a metal one. And so we want to start with a metal one and not the wood, so we don't have to do that. So we're in the process of doing that. So that should be ongoing thing, so it should be a good thing for Pembroke. We're also looking for, and you want to check the details on the website, but we did have a person that was involved in the trolley tours of Pembroke, and they had to leave the committee. So we're kind of looking for another person that wants to chair that. And we have our feelers out to a couple of different organizations in Pembroke that may do that for us. But we would like to have a historic trolley tour of Pembroke also in 2012, and we can check the website for that. We have a time capsule that's over there that we're accepting donations from. The time capsule cost the McLeods about $6,000. They donated it. We really appreciate that. We don't think that there's any kind of bugs or water or anything else is going to get into that. We actually plan on burying this time capsule in the walkway in Pembroke Center on March 21st, 2013, so that we can get all of the artifacts, all the effects, everything that we had for 2012, and we'll put it in there, and on the birthday celebration of 2013, we'll have one more event to complete program. And our closing event will be December 15th at the Pembroke Country Club here, same as the opening one. We will probably going to have it over in the big hall, and that will be to recognize all of the different people that participated and did a great job for us for the year. So that's about it on the slide presentation. So other than that, I hope you all had a good time, and thank you very much for supporting the Pembroke 300, and look forward to checking the website, and we got a lot of good events coming up this year. Thank you again. Thank you very much.